Yo, what is up, my tubers? We're back for some more drafting here on Arena. We finally have some Brothers War. This is, full disclaimer, the streamer slash content creator early access event. So you'll notice I'm loaded on gems and gold. This is a completely different server, only accessible to certain people right now. So this is not up for the general public, although that will go up to everybody, I think, on November 15th. This is November 10th as of this recording. So hopefully we can get some good Brothers War content up. I have one day to fill up, or rather record all the videos I can, and then we'll be cold again until the 15th. But I was able to do 2 drafts today on stream, and we went 3-3 and 7-2, if I recall correctly. So by no means do I have the entirety of the set figured out. In fact, as usual with any limited format, I generally go in completely cold. Obviously, I saw some of the preview cards from the official Wizards video that they put out or whatever, but for the most part, I went in completely cold. And so, yeah, we'll go in. This will be my 3rd draft of the format. I will say right now, there are so many artifacts, more than you could ever imagine, as would be expected with something based around the storyline of the Brothers War. There are also some really powerful flashback cards, and yeah, there are some in every pack. And for example, I played against a Worm Coil engine earlier today, and it was, yeah, it went as expected. Anyways, we'll pick it back up when the draft is a go, which might be right now. Okay. So I have the general gist of the format, but I'm not going to go over every single card in the draft. I'll try to do my best to hover over so that you guys can read. But I won't, there's no way I'm going to be able to go through every single pick. So we'll see. Let's fire when the draft is ready. Okay, and here we are for our pick 1, pack 1 of this Brothers War draft. We opened a Fade from History. Each player who controls an artifact or enchantment creates a 2/2 bear creature token that destroys. Then destroy all artifacts and enchantments. That one's very strong. Here's one of the reprints, Semblance Anvil. Not very good. Lots of these prototype cards in the format, so you can cast them as their full mana cost, or you can prototype them. It's kind of like a weird kicker of a sort, and they retain all of the abilities. So this is a pretty good one. Double Striker that has a lot of pump effects in the format. Third Path Iconoclast, very good. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 token. That's also an artifact. Hey, they are giving an Avenger. That's a kind of a throwback to Joda's Avenger. Let's see, Disfigure's a reprint. Any of these kill an artifact cards are completely main deckable, as there are a ton of them. There's a cycle of like these assembly worker cards as a throwback to like the lands. Fade from History seems like a good anti-artifact card, but I'm going to try this Third Path Iconoclast. That seems really good. Foundry Inspector, here's another really good one. When does this trigger? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell. Okay. Unearth is also back, so lots of graveyard synergies in the format. Yeah, as you can see, even non-creatures get Unearth now. So cards I think are good here. Well, Foundry Inspector is probably going to be my choice, just a value 3-drop that gets a lot of value. You'll be surprised. Your decks end up with so many freaking artifacts in them, as you can just tell by this pack has a ton of artifacts. Upgraded Juggernaut. Let's see, as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. This has Death Touch and Lifelink. Interesting. That's pretty good, actually, because you only need to draw 1 card on your turn to have Death Touch and Lifelink. Yeah, actually, this pack doesn't look good, except for maybe the Inspector, so let's go with that. Mechanized Warfare. If a red or artifact source you control would deal damage to an opponent, or a permanent opponent controls, it deals that much damage +1. That actually seems kind of cute. Interesting. Oh, Junkyard Genius is another amazing card. So there's a huge theme of Power Stones in the format. There are, I don't even know how many cards, but a ton of cards that make Power Stones. And the Power Stones are surprisingly good. Not only do they cast all the artifacts that you have in your deck, but they also, like filter for abilities and stuff. You just can't cast spells with them. So I think Junkyard Genius is a pretty strong pickup if we want to. Here's another flashback card, the Self-Assembler, and I think this... No, that isn't. That's a construct, not an assembly worker. But like I said, all of these flashback or throwback cards are assembly workers, so taking an early Self-Assembler is not terrible. Blue-white has like a soldier theme. There are a bunch of blue-white soldiers. But I think the Junkyard Genius, or maybe even trying the mechanized... Actually, you know what? Let's try the rare. Let's try the Mechanized Warfare. We can go like red-blue artifacts with this card. See if that does something. Dreams of Steel and Oil. Oh, that's not a bad, like, Thoughtseize type-ish card. What's Pyrrhic Blast? Deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target. Draw a card. That's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Here's the Avenger again. Strong, lots of strong removal like this. Oh, actually, no, sorry. There's not a lot of strong removal like this. I take that back. 5 mana instant as a baseline, exile target creature or planeswalker, and then it costs 1 less for each creature card in your graveyard. So there is a graveyard theme as well. I think it's the green-black, like self-mill. So this card's a really powerful removal spell. Disenchant is... This is just an amazing common in the format. It blows up so many cards. Feels like I might want Disenchant. I don't know. Arms Race. Oh, this is the fake sneak attack for artifacts. I don't think that's particularly good in limited. What is Bitter Reunion? When it enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards, and then sack it. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. That seems like okay, but not amazing. There's another Juggernaut here. Well, I kind of want to try for the... Well, I don't know. This pack doesn't seem very good to me. Like, Scrapwork Cohort is okay for a little value. We've already seen, like, 3 of these plant workers go around. Yeah, I think I'm down to try this Bitter Reunion. Yeah, why not? Discard 1, draw 2. That's a classic red type of card. Hey, a Burnished Heart. That's pretty solid. What else could we take here? There's a 2/4 for 4 that can gain double strike. There's a 1/3 prowess. A ward is back as well. A lot of different ward creatures in the format. I mean, if we're going blue-red, this is effectively prowess, right? Maybe a 2-drop 1/3 with ward. Prowess is not bad. Take that over Burnished Heart. I think we can probably do that. Look to be a... Oh, maybe not. We just picked up an insane... I played against this earlier and it crushed me. 4 mana, 2/3 first strike, and then whenever it... So it triggers immediately when you cast it or enters the battlefield. It or another creature enters the battlefield and your control target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So this can push a ton of damage very quickly. And we already have Disenchant anyways. Yeah, that looks nice. Bonesaw. Don't know if we'll be taking that. Mutt's okay. Oh, here's the other 2 cards. So we saw a ton of the power workers or whatever they're called. Here's the mine worker. So this is a 2-drop that gains life or gains 3 if you have all 3. The tower worker taps for a mana or 3 mana if you have all 3. And then the power worker gets 2 1/1 counters or something, but is the most expensive among them. This is a 3 mana 3/1 when it dies, making a soldier. Or we'd rather just have... Let's just have the Rummager. Let's go aggro like red-white, I guess. I think white has red-white has a lot of soldiers as well. Raise to the Ground. I mean, this, again, this is just a very main deckable card. I don't know why this Fade from History is wheeling. That seems good to me. You can blow up all of your... Like, set this up where you blow up all of your opponent's artifacts and enchantments. Because it's not for each one that gets blown up. So if your opponent has 10 artifacts and you have 1... Both players get 1 token, right? Yeah. Anyways, I mean, we're happy to take the Raise to the Ground here. So 3 mana can't be countered. Destroy target artifact if its mana value is 1 or less. So say like a Power Stone, then you get to draw a card. I mean, I presumably we'll just want Disenchants over Raise to the Grounds, but I will play, you know, 5, 6 different types of ways to blow up artifacts. Mishra's Onslaught, I can make 2 1/1 soldier artifact tokens, or I can pump my creatures. That's not awful. Here's a Juggernaut. That's not awful, but not great. Calamity's Wake. Exile all graveyards. Players can't cast. Okay, that's bad. Yeah, let's take the Juggernaut. I mean, I think at the beginning of a format, going aggro is probably a completely reasonable game plan, you know? Giant Growth reprint as well, if you didn't notice already. I suppose we'll take the Power Plant Worker, though I don't expect to play it. So yeah, some kind of red aggro, leaning towards white because we have Disenchant and the Philagi Vanguard. But maybe... Well, we haven't seen much blue, but we'll see about that. Here's another decent soldier. 4 mana 2/5's got a big booty, and then you can pump it up, kind of. This gains... I mean, I think this Avenger's playable. 6 mana for a 5/5, and then you can pay 1 to give it... Oh, wait, it's a permanent counter, isn't it? There's the arms race on the wheel. Oh, wait, no. Until end of turn, it gets -1/-1. Okay, yeah, so this isn't that bad. I can't remember. Was the old Joda's Avenger a permanent -1/-1 counter on it? It was something like that. 2/4 double strikers, okay, especially with, like, the Vanguard. All right, not a bad pack 1. Pack 2 comes along. We opened a Fauna Shaman. That is just a straight-up reprint, isn't it? That's not one of the throwback cards like this. Sigil of Valor. Whenever a creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other creature you control. So, gives your creatures a pseudo-exalted type effect. Could just take a 3 mana 4/3 trample. That seems pretty good. I was actually generally surprised by the Ambush Paratrooper. Because if your deck can produce a lot of Power Stones, the Power Stones can again be used to filter these type of abilities. So, not the worst. What is this? 3 mana 2/3, sacrifice an artifact. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn and deals 1 damage to each opponent. I think we're probably just best off taking the 3 mana 4/3 Trampler instead of like Sigil. And just continuing like the efficient red beating creatures. Ooh, what is this? Okay. Mishra claimed by Gix. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life where there's a number of attacking creatures. If this... okay, so we would need to get the Phyrexian Dragon Engine, of course. So, but standalone, it's a 4 mana 3/5 that whenever you attack, each opponent loses life and you gain life. That seems nice. Obstinate Baloth, you'll realize, is another reprint that's outside of... I don't know what these cards are called. Like, these... They're not masterpieces, but they're just, like, added into the deck. Or into the pool. Into the set. But yeah, Baloth downshifted to uncommon. Okay, I'm gonna take Mishra. Can we, like, can you imagine if we live the dream and open the, what's it called? Phyrexian Dragon Engine? We gotta try it, obviously. Gurgling Anointer, what a name. 3 mana 1/3 flying. Whenever you draw your second card, put a 1/1 counter on it. When it dies, return another target creature manifest. Well, that's very good, but that's more for the draw 2 deck, which is the blue-black deck. Elsewhere Flask. Hey, so Corrupt is a reprint in this format, so you can kind of do stuff with Elsewhere Flask and Corrupt. That's kind of funny. Aggro creature, Whirling Strike. Oh, here's a Phyrexian Rager type artifact that has Unearth that we could be taking if we wanted to. Man, this Anointer seems really good if you can enable the multiple card draw, but I think we're just going to take the Rager here instead. Thanos the Toymaker. 5 mana 3/5. Whenever you cast a beast or bird, copy it except it's an artifact in addition. I have no idea how many beast or birds. You'll notice Monastery Swiftspear. Fun little reprint here. Are we leaning towards the red-black now for Mishra? I think we just stick to like red and artifacts. So maybe we take like another Mutt here, or maybe we take like the Forge Chanter. This isn't a bad trick in black though. Especially when we have the Mechanized Warfare, we want to just take artifacts and creatures. Yeah. And the Mutt allows for some extra card draw. Okay, here's one of the blue-black namesake cards that allows you to draw multiple. I guess I'll just take another Rager here. I don't want to load up on too many 4-drops. Take Flight's another pretty spicy one. If your opponent can't answer your creature, you just run away with the game, because not only do you have a flyer bashing him down, but you're drawing an extra card every turn. Had really good success earlier with that. Another Falaji Vanguard. All right, we just need to lock into... Oh, this card's so good too. Excavation Explosion, 3 mana sorcery, deal 3 damage to any target, and you make a Power Stone. But it looks like I might just have to stick to red-white. Which means the Scrapwork Ragers I picked up are probably not going to be ideal. Double Falaji, though, is just so strong, right? 2/3 first strike whenever it or another creature enters the battlefield. Target creature gets... Yeah. That's just way too good with what we have. Oh, Millstone. So 3 mana, 3/1 that it dies, makes an artifact. Yeah, we'll take that. Over 3 mana, 2/1 that mills 3, then puts an artifact from among the milled cards in your hand. If you don't, it's a 3/2. That doesn't seem that great. Liquid Metal Coating. If you have a lot of ways to blow up artifacts or have synergy with artifacts, this is a solid one. This would be an 8 mana. I don't think we play that. We might play the Coating. There's a possibility of that. A lot of these wing commandos going around. 3 mana, 2/2 flying prowesses. I mean, we did pick up that third path earlier, but it's not like we're playing that. This is black to equip. Okay, I mean, another way to blow up an artifact. Every time I've drafted this format so far, so this is my 3rd draft, which is not saying much, I've seen this card just go around constantly. I don't know if that's right or not yet. Because obviously Disenchant's just a lot better, but there are so many artifacts in this format that I think you're always going to like main deck. The first at least, 2 probably, maybe even 3, I have no idea. I mean, every time we take one of these cards, it makes our Liquid Metal Coating a little bit better. Because what I could do, as funny as it might sound, is we could turn 2 Liquid Metal Coating, turn 3, turn our opponent's land into an artifact, and then destroy it and draw a card. So turn this into a Stone Rain that cycles. That's kind of funny. Whirling Strike. Target creature has +2/+1, gains first strike and trample until end of turn. That seems like an okay combat trick. I might try this Coating combo. Draw a card, gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. That does not seem very good. Sack an artifact. It gets +1/+1 and deals. So this also has synergy with the... Man, that's the super late Take Flight. This also has synergy with the Liquid Metal Coating. We can turn like excess lands into artifacts and then sacrifice them. Hell, these Scrapwork Ragers might still be worth playing. If I open the frickin' Dragon Engine... Remember, this is only pack 2. If I open the Dragon Engine, I'm going to be very sad and probably have to go back to black. Because it's not like we have that many red cards, but double Vanguard here seems very good. Good old Mishra. 5 toughness at 4 mana. I mean, that's just so much. Brotherhood's End. 3 mana sorcery. Choose one. Deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, or destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Wow. This Thopter Architect's pretty good too. Okay. Destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. I don't know how I passed that. We opened another Foundry Inspector. There's another Evangel here. Let's see. Oh, Prison Sentence. We don't have any of these yet, but this is just... So there, you'll notice a ton of cards in this format are just upgraded versions of other cards. Like this is Arrest, but you also get to Scry too. Yeah, let's try this Brotherhood's End. Key to the City. Here's another reprint that's added in whatever this slot this is. That's pretty good. Yeah, you make a creature unblockable, and then you get to draw a card later on. Seems nice. Another good one that I want to point out here is Bushwhack. 1 mana to either get a basic from your library into your hand, or it's a fight. So these type of cards are always fantastic, right? They're super versatile. You can use it to get a land if you need it early on, and then later on it just turns into a removal spell, perhaps, you know? Now we'll take key. Another Millstone. Here's another Raise to the Ground. Yojin Dissident, 1/1 for 2. Whenever another artifact enters the battlefield in your control, put a 1/1 counter. So, I mean, look at that. That thing's crazy good. I had some good success with Alloy Animus too. With enough Power Stones, you can just turn your Power Stones into 4/4s, and you can use Power Stones to activate the ability of the Alloy, for example. But I'll just take another artifact removal. Heavyweight Demolisher. So 7 mana, 8/6, Menace. Tap it unless you pay 3, and then has Unearth. Versus Fall of Krug. Destroy target land that player controls. Deals 3 damage to that player and 1 damage to each creature they control. That does not seem that great. There's an additional cost to cast this spell. Tap 2 untapped artifacts, creatures, and or lands. So it, quote-unquote, costs 3. But it's hard to cast because you have to tap 2 additional things. I think we'll just take another one of these infantry. Good value 3-drop that gives us an extra. I mean, really good with like the Vanguard. Whoa! Damn. If you ever played way back in the day, what is this, from Urza Saga, I think? Phyrexian Processor was amazing. There was a constructed deck where the Processor was like the main win con, and you would frequently pay like 10 plus just to put your opponent on a 2-turn clock or whatever. Pretty sick. I don't think that's good in limited, especially because, yeah, no, that's not, well, I won't say it's not good in limited, it's just too risky. Crap, I don't have much time here. I guess I'll just take this random 3/1 for 2. 2 mana, 3/3, sacrifice it. Legendary creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible. So it's just a 2 mana, 3/3 in this format. Another infantry here. What is this? 5 mana, 4/5. Whenever it attacks, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, draw a card. That's pretty good. This is a 3 mana, potentially 2/2 flyer that draws a card. Yeah, I guess we're not doing the Mishra stuff. We'll take another Conscripts. Another Baloth going around, but we have another Raise to the Ground here. I think for Science, I play all 4 Raise to the Grounds. That is an 8th pick Excavation Explosion. That's pretty good. Repair and Recharge. Ornithopter Reprint. Recommission's also really nice. Return an artifact or creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It enters with an additional 1/1 counter if it's a creature. Wow. The Architect Wield too. I don't know if I have enough artifacts for that though. Like, I am oddly artifact light. Oh, okay. I should have taken that combat trick, that white combat trick. Do I want to play 2 of these Falaji Chain Dancers when I have 2 Vanguards? Probably. Another Whirling Strike seems okay. Desynchronize. Usually when we pay, or when we get this effect, it's like a 4 mana spell, so I don't know if that's good enough for extra 2 scry. Here's that Discipline. That seems like a decent trick when you have a lot of high power creatures. Hell, even the wing. Actually, the wings probably makes more sense. I have no idea if this deck is good, but seems kind of cool. Oh, I guess the Foundry Inspector didn't really get there, did it? It's mainly just a 3/2 on our deck. Yeah, I think I might cut the Juggernaut too, question mark? I don't know. 5 mana, 5/3 trample that has to attack every turn and it has Unearth for 6. Is that good enough? I guess maybe I don't need the Whirling Strike. It's just so good with the triple conscripted infantries though. And like the Rock Hunter. I don't know. Like, this kills all my creatures, but it seems too good to cut. Can probably cut the Whirling Strike. Maybe we can go 16 lands in this deck too. Our curve's not very high. And our mana is going to be pretty good. We're going to run like 10 or 11 mountains and just some number of plains. Maybe this is too expensive to equip though. I don't know. Giving all my creatures evasion seems really good. It's also possible that 4 raise to the ground and disenchant is way too much artifact removal, but plus the Brotherhood's End. But here we are. 14 creatures. Yeah, I'll just cut the vanilla 3-2. I'm going to keep all this. The coding with the 4 raise to the ground seems good enough. And then we can try 16 lands. Sorry, Mishra. Today was not your day. Alright, so 5 planes should be plenty. I mean, we could even run 4 planes, but I think 5's alright. Okay. Here we go. Red, white, aggro. Red, white, F your artifacts. Deck. We don't have many ways to draw extra cards, but let's see how good this is. Red. Okay. Uh-oh. So we need to find a white source. Perfect. What does this do? Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield in your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may put it in your hand. If you don't, that card's very good. 2 mana, 1/2. So it feels like a lot of the green decks are just like anti-artifacts or don't have many artifacts. That is going to be a problem. Yeah, let's kill one of those before they can get too much value. And that's going to allow us to cast Juggernaut next turn if we want. 3-2, when it enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone. Okay. And they found a land off of the Steel Seeker. Sheesh. Okay. So we're going to play the Falaji Vanguard next turn, which gives the Juggernaut... Oh, that doesn't give... This has first strike. That doesn't give that first strike. Another Opportunist. Man, the Steel Seeker just hitting. Alright, we'll take it. Hey, okay. We have the combo of coding in our hand now. That's going to be a really good setup. Alright, so they're going to take 5 trample. Coding was a nuts draw for us. 5/5 Trampler. When it ETBs, target creature gets XX, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Oh, they attack there. Whoopsies, I have first strike. Thank you. So we will go coding. Turn it into an artifact. Blow it up. Smack for 2. I want to get this Mechanized Warfare online ASAP. But I guess we're going to go with double Falaji here instead and hit him for 6. If we draw land, we can unearth the Juggernaut as well, and that's going to be huge. Wow, our hand is so insane. This is pretty sick. This is pretty sick. guess I'm just gonna go with the mechanized warfare and smack. These should both deal 3 damage, right? Yeah, and then we get to play Key to the City and probably just win next turn. Dude. Loving it. Okay. Oh, do they have the fight? They do, the punch. And they gave up. Well, we have the Key to the City to give unblockable too. Alright, that went pretty well. Liquid metal coating with all these artifact removal spells is kind of funny. If they didn't have enough mana, or if they didn't have much mana, we could have just blown them up instead. Oh, sorry. Hopefully I'm hovering over the cards enough, but I'll try to keep remembering to hover over the cards a little bit longer since the set's still new. I basically know all the cards already after 3 drafts, though. I mean... Just kidding. Clearly, I don't know what all the cards do. Okay, this seems like an easy keep, right? If the opponent's on a fast deck, we can just blow everything up. We also have 2 of our Raise to the Grounds in hand for some artifact removal. Our 4/3 Gixian Skullflayer. 3 mana, 2/3 at the beginning of your upkeep. If there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on it. That's not bad. Awkwardly, the Cindermaw does die to the Brotherhood's End if we want to deal 3 damage to each creature. Blue Black is supposed to be the draw 2 deck. Yes. Okay. That's pretty tempting to blow up, but I think we're just going to try to go aggro. Attack for 6 here. They might trade with the Latinam. Here's the Falaji Vanguard again, for those of you. Alright, they did block with their Adept, so that's 1 creature in the graveyard. Here's the Adept again, if you didn't see it already. Whenever you draw your second card, put a 1/1 counter on it. Ay, we need to draw like our liquid metal coating. So they do not have many artifacts, apparently. That is the 4/5 that gains Death Touch Lifelink if they've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, so... On their turn, if they have simply drawn 1 extra card, then they get to turn that into a 4/5 Death Touch Lifelinker. Not ideal. Can you play some artifacts, please? They haven't played a single artifact. I need to draw coding. I need to draw coding really badly. Do you think I can get them here? Let's see if I can attack with the Chain Dancer and make them block with the 4/5. Okay, they didn't. Really tempted to kill everything but their Trench Stalker and my Chain Dancer. 3 for 2 in my favor. Yeah, I think that's actually right. Feels bad, but because if I let their 3/3 just get even 1 counter, I don't know if that's good enough. Weak Stone Subjugation. Enchant creature or artifact. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may pay 3. They have a Gix? Oh god. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents in control, they may pay 1 life if they do draw a card. Jeez. Well, we're very dead. My opponent still has not played a single artifact, by the way. Okay, what does this ability do? Discard X cards, exile the top X cards of target opponent's library. Play lands and cast spells from among the cards. Well, they can do it for 1 if they want to. Kind of funny. Sure, they're gonna disfigure. Okay. If they attack with Gix, I'm gonna double block it. Card's kind of nuts. Alright, I mean, they do get value here. Because they're still going to trigger the Gix. But at least it's off the battlefield. Please play an artifact. That is also not an artifact. Oh my gosh! Okay. Liquid metal coating, where are you? We drew 4 rays to the ground and our opponent has played 0 artifacts. That is so trolly. Raxo Demon, 2 mana, 2/2. Hey, an artifact that we can't blow up because they can just sacrifice it. So now they're gonna get to gain 4 life with the Trench Stalker. Ay, caramba. I'll trade for that, that's fine. A surprising trade. Sure. Another one. Artifacts that I can't blow up because they can just sack them in response. This is pretty hilarious. Alright, it's liquid metal coating next turn or bust. Destroy target artifact. If its mana value is 1 or less, draw a card. Okay, so we're gonna take 6 here, and then they can sack the courier that's been unearthed. Or, I guess they'd prefer to draw or gain 4 life here. Because they could have hit me for 1 more damage. They didn't really need to gain life. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Alright, GG's. So there's the downside, I guess, of running this many ways to blow up an artifact. If your opponent doesn't play an artifact, or they don't play an artifact until like turn 10, not very good. Although really, we just got soloed by the 4/5. It didn't really matter what ability it had. Liquid metal coating was what we needed. Mulligan until we get liquid metal coating. All right, game on. We have disenchant. This could be the game where we stone rain our opponent since we're on the play. Turn 2 coating and to start blowing up your crap. Shall we do it? I think I'm gonna start doing it, especially if they don't make a play next turn. Damn it. I still like kind of doing it. Because this will also draw us a card. Can we mana screw them? Oh, maybe not. We can do it again next turn with disenchant. Ah, alright. We won't do it. Let's play out our Philology. I was tempted, though. Do not play Demolition Field in your limited decks. This doesn't do anything. Right. Let's go infantry, pump up our vanguard, attack for 4 first strike. I don't think I'm actually gonna kill the Burnish Chart. I think we're gonna play out our Aeronaut's Wings and start planning on bashing for a lot next turn. That's fine. Okay. Flying. More infantries. They have to spend their entire turn using Burnished Heart if they want to get the lands. So, I'm okay with that. I do need to find some action myself, though. Ambusher. That's fine. We get 2 1/1s. They get a Power Stone. Play out the infantry. Equip. We have those loot creatures in our deck, so we don't want to play out all of our lands. That previous game. Ugh. 4 raises. When this leaves the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, this is not good news for us, because our opponent has nothing but spells in their hand. We might just start flooding out and dying. Three, 4 flyer, put a 1/1 counter on another target soldier. They do not have a soldier. Yeah, let's go ahead and disenchant this and push a ton of fly. Oh no! Come on, I'm running 16. Oh, this is not good for us. And they found some blue. This card is also so insane. 2/3 flying for 3. Whenever it attacks, you make a 1/1 artifact soldier, and then you can tap 3 soldiers to draw a card. That card is so insanely busted. It's actually crazy. It's not exactly what we were hoping to draw, but at least it's a freaking spell. Key to the City was probably like our best draw. Alright, trade's good at least. Now we have a lot of blockers. I'm equipping our tokens here so that they can't attack with the Burnished Heart so freely. Because we can always just move it over to our other creature later on. Yeah, alright. Start chumping. Double blue acquired. Another 3/4 flyer. Sure. This is brutal. Oh, just need to find like one more spell. Yep, I like the attack with the heart this time. I will take 4. Might be too late now. They only have 1 card left as well. Oh, but it's the processor! Well, they can't pay 4. And paying 3 doesn't really do anything. They paid 2 to make a 2/2. Okay. We might be... If we draw a spell here... Oh my god, that does it exactly. Thanks for going to 4, my friend. Oh, baby. I wonder if they were in our draft and they took the processor. Might very well be the case. Wow, sneaked that one out. Dude, that equipment was super, super good. I mean, I put it in this deck for a reason, right? We have a bunch of like 3/1s and stuff. But that flying equipment did some work in a deck like this. I mean, you're not going to want that in every single deck, obviously. But that was nice. That was very nice. Okay, how are we looking here? 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 4-drop. Artifact removal, good enough. If we don't find a land in the first 2 draw steps, we can mutt one of our spells away. And we're on the draw, so... hopefully we find a land. Alright, I'm gonna discard one of these Chain Dancers then. Blue-white has a lot of artifacts, so I'm gonna keep both raised to the ground. No! Already? Well, we kind of lose, but I don't think they're blocking here. Man, turn 3 Sky Strike Officer and no removal for it. Blah. So gross. Yeah, legit just kind of dead. I can start drawing extra cards next turn too. Alright, good beats. Well, you will get to see the power of the Sky Strike Officer now. What a crazy 3-drop. 3-drop, 2/3 flyer. I mean, it has flying, so if you don't kill it immediately, it's gonna be hard to block. And then now they can already start drawing extra cards. So brutal. So freaking brutal. I guess what I'm going to do is target one of these soldiers, because I get to draw a card, and they might tap all 3 in response. Then I can disenchant the assembler and hit him for 7. Okay, the wings is helpful too. Allows us to push in through the ground. I mean, the wings on our double striker is really good. But... sure. I guess they can take my Aeronaut's wings now. And we got soloed by the Sky Strike Officer. That's all there is to say. Oh, man. Alright, they did take my Aeronaut's wings, or whatever they're called. So they can attack for 2, make a token, and then draw an extra card again. Like, I get to play Pelagi and I get to pump my Chain Dancer, and they just get to chump though. I actually needed that card that gave trample. So crazy. Oh, that's magic, baby. Yeah, we're very dead. We have a couple of outs, but I would need to draw them like next turn. Key to the city or something. I think I have to cycle here, and I have to blow up one of these 1-drops instead of blowing up their plant worker. I just need a new card. Yeah, that ain't gonna do it. I get to pump up our Vanguard here, though, and attack with the first strike, so at least that's something. Oh, wait, their power plant worker can pump. This was just simply a mistake on my part. Good beats. All right. Well, that was kind of a throw. I don't know if I was going to be able to beat that 2-3 anyways, but that's a case of me forgetting that they have a card that has text. Okay, so what did we learn? Well, I mentioned earlier that 2/3 flying rare is unbeatable if you don't have a way to kill it very quickly. We also learned that liquid metal coating is very much a very important card in our deck. Brotherhood's End would have been so good. Actually, I guess I didn't... You know what? That game was kind of winnable. We did have good draws. I mean, they had a ton of card advantage, but I should have given it a couple more draw steps. Opponent not doing anything over there, and we drew key to the city. That's nice. Alright, red-white mirror match. Blitz Automaton. 3 mana for the prototype. It's a 3/2 haste. And then 7 mana for a 6/4 haste otherwise. Okay. We have a lot of redundancy here. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and blow up the Automaton, but if they play more artifacts, the Brotherhood's End would have been able to deal with them too. So this is a 2/1 haste Mishra. I'll let you read it there. And then they can loot if they want to. I think I'm gonna discard Raise to the Ground. Nah, we're gonna discard Brotherhood's End. If I want to, I can activate the key here and discard a card and pay 2 to draw a card on my turn. Here's Key to the City again, if you don't remember. Queen Kayla Bin Krug. What the heck is this thing? Discard all the cards in your hand and then draw that many cards. You may choose an artifact or creature card with mana value 1. You discard it this way, then do the same for artifact, creature, mana value 2 or 3. Return those to the battlefield. Wow, that's pretty strong. I'm gonna disenchant my... Sure. They are very aggressive. So I'm going to discard my 5-er. Jeez Louise. Now I can't find lands for the... to save the end of me. There's their Juggernaut. So it's safer for us to not pay that, I guess. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. The issue here is if I raise that to the ground and they draw a land, they can unearth it and kill me. So it feels like what it's safest to do is just attack, see if they trade. And then play out the infantry. Actually, I should have given it unblockable. If they had blocked, I'd still be in a bad spot. But if they kill this, we get a 1/1. So they don't have lethal. Now, if they have like the +2/+0 trick, I do die. Oh no. That kills us too. They have mechanized warfare. That's exactly 9 damage. This tramples, so what we can do is like block here and then we take 9 exactly. Jeez. I'm sure there was a better way to play that. Maybe I should have just activated the key earlier and paid 2 to kind of take a turn off. Well, we went 2 and 3. I don't think this deck was bad. But maybe it turns out 4 Raise to the Grounds is too many unless you have like extra ways to blow up. We needed coding every single time, basically. Okay, well, 2 and 3. Hey, we're learning the format. We got crushed here. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully I remember to hover over the cards more. The Falaji Vanguard's great. I'll say that right now. This card does overtime work. Discarding the Brotherhood's End was a killer for me. Had I discarded the Raise to the Ground, especially since we drew another Raise to the Ground right after, we would have been able to wipe the board and probably been okay. Yeah, well, we'll keep it up. Thanks for watching this episode of the Brothers War Drafting. Hit that like and subscribe button. I will be back tomorrow for some more. Bye-bye.